Ancient philosophers and mystics knew reality is a simulation. Ancient philosophers and mystics knew that reality is a simulation in Hindu philosophy. It is said that the world is Maya, which means illusion. This idea has profound implications for how we understand reality. Ancient people knew this thousands of years ago, and now quantum physics is showing us that the world is actually not as it seems. Solid objects, for example, aren't actually solid. The atoms that make up our world are primarily empty space, over 99%. The apparent solidity of matter is an emergent property, a perception created by interactions at the atomic and subatomic levels. The concept of Maya challenges our fundamental assumptions about the nature of existence. It suggests that what we perceive as real is a facade, a projection of something deeper and more elusive. This aligns remarkably well with findings in modern physics, where the very fabric of reality, space, time, and matter, appears to behave in ways that defy classical intuition. The discovery of quantum superposition, entanglement, and the observer effect all point to a universe that is far more mysterious than previously imagined. In the Nag Hammadi scriptures, which were written by the Gnostics around the 4th or 5th century AD, it is suggested that the world is a kind of simulation. This perspective aligns with the Buddhist idea of the world being a dream or a transient illusion, and also echoes Hindu philosophy. However, the Gnostics took this concept a step further. They proposed that this simulation, this dream, was created by an inverted state of consciousness, or a flawed deity. They called this entity Yaldabaoth, and it is described as a demiurge, a lower god who is ignorant of the true divine source. According to the Gnostics, Yaldabaoth fashioned the material world as a trap, a construct to ensnare consciousness, and keep it bound to cycles of suffering and ignorance. This god, they claimed, feeds off negative emotions such as fear, anger, sadness, regret, and jealousy. In other words, it feeds off human suffering. This idea introduces a starkly different perspective on the nature of divinity and the purpose of existence compared to mainstream religious teachings, the intersection of ancient wisdom and modern science. The parallels between ancient mystical teachings and modern scientific discoveries are striking. Quantum physics, for instance, reveals that particles exist in multiple states simultaneously until observed. This observer effect suggests that consciousness plays a fundamental role in shaping reality. Similarly, string theory posits that the universe is composed of vibrating strings of energy, resonating in multiple dimensions. These findings resonate with the ancient notion that the physical world is a projection or a construct, rather than an absolute reality. Hinduism, Buddhism, and Gnosticism all emphasize the idea that reality is not what it seems. In Hindu thought, Maya is the veil that obscures the true nature of Brahman, the ultimate reality. In Buddhism, the concept of samsara describes the endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, driven by ignorance and attachment to illusions. The Gnostic scriptures, meanwhile, warn of the deceitful nature of the material world and the need to awaken to a higher truth. The ancient belief in an illusory reality was not limited to philosophical speculation. It was also deeply practical. These traditions provided pathways for individuals to transcend the illusion and achieve liberation. In Hinduism, practices like meditation, self-inquiry, and devotion aim to dissolve the ego and reveal the true self, or Atman, as one with Brahman. Buddhism offers the Eightfold Path as a means to escape samsara and realize nirvana, a state beyond illusion and suffering. Gnosticism, though less well preserved, emphasized gnosis, direct, experiential knowledge of the divine, as the key to escaping the demiurge's control. The role of suffering in the simulation. If the Gnostics were correct, and the material world is a simulation designed to generate suffering, it raises profound questions about the purpose of existence. Why would a creator, even a flawed one, design a world predicated on pain and conflict? The answer may lie in the nature of Yaldabaoth, as described by the Gnostics. This entity is depicted as a being of ignorance and arrogance, severed from the true divine source. Its creation reflects its own limitations, perpetuating cycles of negativity and delusion. Interestingly, this idea parallels certain modern interpretations of simulation theory. Some proponents suggest that an advanced civilization could create a simulated universe to study human behavior or explore existential questions. In such a scenario, suffering might serve as a catalyst for growth, learning, and transformation. While this perspective is less sinister than the Gnostic view, it still places suffering at the center of the human experience. Implications for modern understanding. The ancient belief that reality is a simulation invites us to question our assumptions about the nature of existence. If the world is an illusion, what lies beyond it? If our suffering feeds a flawed creator or serves as a tool for growth, how should we respond? These questions are as relevant today as they were thousands of years ago. Modern science, with its exploration of the quantum and cosmic realms, has begun to reveal the limits of our understanding. The more we learn about the universe, the more it seems to resemble a simulation, a carefully constructed system governed by rules that defy intuitive explanation. This convergence of ancient wisdom and modern discovery challenges us to expand our perspective and reconsider the nature of reality itself. Conclusion. The idea that reality is a simulation is not new. It has been explored by ancient philosophers, mystics, and religious traditions for millennia. Today, modern science is beginning to catch up, offering evidence that aligns with these age-old insights. Whether we view the world as Maya, samsara, or a construct of Yaldabaoth, the message is clear. Reality is not what it seems. By questioning the nature of existence and seeking deeper understanding, we may uncover truths that transcend the illusion and lead us closer to the ultimate reality.